Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to do a Renogy, not unboxing, I mean we sort of unboxed it in my office, but we're going to be putting it together for the first time. There it is. Problem is, look at the beautiful sky. Yeah, this is Florida because, wait, that's what I'm trying to avoid, and that's what's on the other side. So, go figure. I think I'm gonna move the truck under the tree until we get everything hooked up, and then we'll put it under the sun so we can actually get some sun rays. All right, let's get to it. Once again, Deca Dominator, 100 amp hour deep cycle marine battery, 68.7 pounds, I believe. So not light. So let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed. I'm going to leave the solar panels upside down so that they're not, creating energy. In here we've got the Renogy Wanderer. Yep, that's the 30 amp charge controller. We've got the Renogy Bluetooth 1, which syncs up with the Wanderer. We've got winds coming from the west, obviously, and a bunch of cool cables. Okay, mounting brackets. We will not be using those right now. Okay. So the storm appears to be heading to the west, so I think we're good. Nope, those clouds are moving to the east. The thunder seems to be coming further west. Anyways, so we've got our two battery cables and our two solar cables. Okay, confession moment. This is part of that electrical solar complete, not sure what the crap I'm doing. I've only watched 8,000 videos on this, but I can't remember how to hook these panels up so they're in parallel or series. Frankly, I don't even know which of them is better. So give me a minute. I spoke to my research assistant, which is, ChatGPT. I'm one of the few Gen Xers that doesn't use it like Google. Anyways, discovered I needed these Y connectors. So +1, +2, and -1 and -2. Nice. All right, so I'm going to leave those right there for now. Now I'm taking the Wanderer, and you've got the solar panel inputs and then the output to the battery or any kind of 12-volt thing. I guess you just plug that into the battery too. The other versions have two more connectors there for 12-volt stuff like light bulbs or whatever else. We are going to call this the positive. Am I positive? Yes. See what I did there? All right. We're going to put the negative side up first, so we can say we ended on a positive note. Ha! Alright. Now we're going to take the positive battery terminal. To be honest, I sort of expected a sharp snap there. I wonder if this thing is just super dead. Ooh, that's probably a better size. Okay, so we've got a green light. All right, now these batteries are gel, so I need to hold that down for 7 seconds until it starts blinking. All right, oh, that's flooded. That's lithium. That's green. Is that what they consider an orange light? Blue, green. Okay, so we're going to say that's orange. And I'm holding the battery down again. That's the greenest looking orange I've ever seen. All right, cool. So, whoa. It still looks like that, so I think we're kind of doomed. I'm going to go ahead and connect the solar panels. Connected. Ooh. All right. The light just came on, the PV light, which is kind of weird because they're still upside down. This is one of the things I don't really care for about this model, because unless you can hook up the Bluetooth thing, which it's not working right now, that's as much as you get. I'm assuming if I'm actually charging that this battery light will come on. So I'm going to flip these guys over and see what happens. No light came on. Wires are in tight. They're flipped over. All right, so that is the Renogy Bluetooth 1 interface. I wish it was sunnier so that we can see like somewhere closer to, 200 watts of charging, but that's just not what's going to happen today. So I'll figure out what that middle light is supposed to be, but that's the Renogy Wanderer. It was an easy setup. Certainly once I figured everything out, I'd say probably best to read the instruction manual first, and don't do it when you have a storm right over your head, because that sort of puts the pressure on. But I like it. I think the Wanderer is kind of a suckwad. Okay, Renogy makes good stuff. I think of their good stuff, maybe the Wanderer kind of sucks, because having that readout panel on the front of the charge controller, that's got to be pretty freaking helpful. But this will be nice, this Bluetooth thing, for when I have it in the bathhouse, because I can just mount an old tablet to the wall and it'll be like a constant readout. So that's it. I'll try to shoot some more video when there's actual sun out and we can get an idea of how efficient these panels are. But take care, and we'll see you guys later.
What's up? How you doing?
Good. How's dinner?
Dinner was awesome.
Good. So this is me calling a lifeline. So I would put the Renogy kit together today, and I had to stop and ask ChatGPT if I should be stringing them up parallel or serial. I realize there's only 2 of them, but still, and it basically said because I didn't have an MPPT or whatever the heck charge controller, that I had to do parallel.
Parallel.
but I still don't know the difference between the two. That was basically me following a recipe. So I'm hoping that you can.
I think I can.
All right, fire
I, th-
away.
I think the easiest way to explain it is this. If you want to put batteries in series, let's say you take two 12-volt, 100 amp batteries and you put them in series, you now have on your output side 24 volts, but you still only have 100 amp hours, even though you have two 100 amp hour batteries. But you've doubled the output. So you went from 12 volts to 24 volts, but you still keep the 100 amp hours between the two
So,
batteries.
so my power capacity hasn't changed. I can just power more like 48 volt or 24 volt things as opposed to 12 volt things.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And if you put them in parallel, you are still left with 12 volts. And if you have two 12-volt 100 amp hour batteries, the good news there is you have 12 volts at 200 amp hours now. So
Mm.
that's kind of the layman's
Okay.
term
All right. Now, what about on the solar panel side?
as far as,
Uh, if you hook those up in parallel or series,
well, you're just increasing the voltage going into the controller.
voltage. See, now you're talking crazy stuff. I get capacity.
Yeah.
Batteries are easy. That's like a bucket of water.
Yeah. That one I'd have to look at that to see because the solar panels are new to me as well. And
Oh,
so I'm learning this as we go.
okay.
But I would imagine it's going to be the same theory, right? So if I have a 200-watt panel, like my Pecron foldable one is 200 watts. If I took two of those, I don't think I would be getting 400 watts. Does that make sense? If I had them parallel to each other.
Uh,
Yeah, I
right.
don't know. I'm confused on that. The batteries, I know.
Okay.
Solar panels, I do
Well,
not.
we're halfway there, dude.
We're halfway.
All right, dude.
All
Well, Zoom is telling me I either have to upgrade or hang up. So,
right, we better hang up and do it again soon.
yeah.
All right.
If I don't
Sound.
talk to you before, then have a safe flight.
Yep.
So,
Thank you.
yep.
We'll see
Say hi
you
to,
soon.
yep. Say hi to the family.
Will do. Have a great day.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Okay, so I've been spending at least half the day trying to figure out the difference between serial and parallel. I've taken you along with me on my various attempts, and it's just not working out. And this is sort of frustrating the crap out of me. So we're going to tackle this head on. We're going back to basics. Okay, we're doing this. Is a lamp and a fan in series. Project number 5. Boop. Look at that. Boy, spins right up. What does this tell me about series? Nothing. Really fun though. Okay, fan bypassed. I don't know, that doesn't seem any dimmer to me. And I still haven't freaking learned anything. Okay. So now this is in parallel. Now, visually, of course, this looks like parallel. Why? Because there's two parallel lines right there. But let's see if there's any bloody difference. Whoa! Holy crap. Oh. So when it was in series, the lamp here was bleeding some of the power away from the fan. Now it's got the full juice. Holy crap. Okay. Of course you see what the problem is, right? I know this fan is a blade. and it's got the ability to fly off. So naturally, I need to make it fly off. So we're gonna add more power. Okay, I've removed the switch, obviously. So the switch is now the battery. Let's see what happens. Yeah. What do you mean you're not flying off yet? More power. Come on, you gotta lift off. Wow. All right, fine. Obviously, the snap circuit people had little kid safeties in mind, and as a father, I could totally appreciate that. Okay. So the real question is, what does this represent? So I'm connecting my positive to my negative. So is this in series? Because from what Siri told me, ChatGPT told me earlier, if you put your solar panels in parallel, it's still just pumping out 12 volts. Whereas if you put it in series, it pumps out more juice. And this definitely looks like more juice. We're gonna do that one more time. Oh yeah, 2 fans. That's an interesting, so this is all in one line, so that's in series. And this gets much more powerful if I stop that. I think I'm learning something. Honestly, I know this just seems like I'm playing, and 99% of what I'm doing is me just playing, but I'm actually coming to many aha moments here. Yeah. All right. And the other thing about these things being in parallel is I can remove this, and the light stays on. Similarly, I can remove this, and the fan stays on. All right, I'm gonna do one more thing, and this is gonna teach me, this is gonna reinforce what I learned here. This, hey. Oh, interesting. Okay, so what I think this is the batteries in parallel, because the negatives are tied together and the positives are tied together. So what does it produce? Okay, the fact that I can take this away and add it, and this doesn't change, that supports what Siri was saying yesterday, so, and what Jim was saying. So what we've got here is double the capacity, but it's still only putting out the same amount of volts. Okay, I've learned something. Thanks for coming along. Mike out. Good morning. It's another day. I just saw on my little weather app that the sun's supposed to come out. It's supposed to be coming out, and I see it on my neighbor's roof. So, but Got the panels out. I left them pretty much mostly hooked up so that it was a really quick connect. So let's see what the monitor is showing us. The more I look at this, the less satisfied I am, because according to what I learned yesterday, two solar panels bringing in 21.5 volts makes sense, but it's amps that charge batteries. That's what ChatGPT told me. And this is coming in at a whopping 0.00 amps. So, what does that mean? I don't think I hooked it up wrong. I'm thinking that means dead battery. Yeah, no bueno. Anyways, my dog just rested his chin on my knee, so I got to go give him some loving. I'll let this thing charge for a while and see if anything happens. All right, we're packing it in for today. I did some more reading, and it sounds like the culprit is probably the battery, which I got for $5, and it's either too discharged or just too old and crappy to, take any current right now. I isolated the solar panels, like I broke the, Y connection, so it's just single panel, and they both, show the same thing, about 22 volts. So I'm thinking it's the battery. So we get new batteries in on Wednesday. I'm heading up to the property Thursday, so we'll give this a shot up there. All right, you all take care. Bye now.